The NWO is all about E getting his birthright back. Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praises, honor, glory, respect, and blessings to Yahweh, ahchyam, Yahweh Shai, ahchyam Rachakwadash. Salutations to the Lord's elect on the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth in sincerity while patiently waiting for Yahweh Shai's return, and double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which have taught us everything we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh, ahchyam, Yahweh Shai. And I just wanted to do a response video that was done by the Apostle Gabar, as you see right here. And he did a video that was based on a video that was done by Amawan Gabar from the main camp of New York City. His channel was GMS Awakening 144 Ba. Great brother. He does really good videos. Well, his channel was GMS Awakening 144 The End. So, as you see right here, and Apostle Gabar did a response video based to a video that he did, based on some good news he heard in the news pertaining to the microchip. Okay, so as time passes on, we're going to get more and more closer to the end of Edom's rulership. And the closer we get to the end of Edom's rulership, the more harder things are going to become for us. Some brothers might end up losing their jobs. Edom's going to try to come at us from all directions in order to force us or our family members to take the CHIP, which is the market of you-know-what. Okay? The device as small as a grain of rice that they want to put under your skin, which is the market of you-know-what. And if you are an Israelite and you take that device, well, the Lord is going to destroy you. Okay, you're going to be destroyed in the nuclear fire during World War III. So the closer we get to the end of this devil's kingdom, the harder these so-called elites are going to push harder to fulfill their NWO, which is all about them getting their birthright back. Because they figure, well, if they can, if they can put CHIPS in everybody, especially the Israelites, then, there will be no one left to be saved or to receive salvation. However, the Lord has lifted up a standard, an elect who will not take the CHIP. Okay, because putting that device inside of people is all about them gaining their birthright back. Okay, their main hope of getting their birthright back is through that chip, because that's how they intend on controlling the masses of the people and enforcing their draconian rule over the whole world. And it all goes back to the book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 22. It says, "And the children struggled together within her. And Rebekah said, If it be so, why am I thus? And she went to go inquire of the Lord." These two children that were struggling, which they weren't struggling, they were fighting. Okay? Two children were fighting. Two of these babies were fighting inside of the womb of Rebekah. And it's spiritual how they were fighting inside the womb of Rebekah. It's spiritual because one baby would become a father of a great nation whose name was changed to Israel, you know, he would become the main adversary of the baby that he was beating up in the womb, which the baby that was getting beaten up in the womb by our forefather Jacob, that baby that was getting beaten up in the womb, he came out as Esau, and he became the progenitor of the so-called white race that you see today. Okay, so it says, and the Lord said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, the nation of Israel and the nation of Edom, which Esau is Edom, according to the book of Genesis, the 36th chapter. And I believe the first verse, or it could be the second verse, it says, in two manner of people. Okay, two manner of people. One baby is going to come out with brown skin and woolly hair, beautiful. The other baby is going to come out undone, no melanin, dog hair, you know, wasted away. Okay, one baby, Jacob, is going to be strong, athletic, you know, strong spiritually, mentally, physically. The other people, you know, Esau, the baby, his nation of people is going to be weak, feeble-minded. You know, they're going to love hunting and eating meats with blood in it. You know, they're going to love all kinds of weird shit, like jacking each other off and, you know, beating their women upside the head with billy clubs and popping their woman in the butt and committing pedophilia and stealing and farting and doodling all over themselves. Okay, the children of Esau, it says, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. You know, Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents, but Esau was a cunning hunter of the field. It says, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people. The nation of Jacob shall be stronger than the nation of Edom. And the elder, which is Esau, shall serve the younger, which is Jacob. And this is a prophecy that has happened during the Dark Ages. But this prophecy is going to happen on an even larger scale when Yahushua comes back, destroys the wicked, starting with the nation of Edom, take them out of power, okay, deliver his elect men, and raise up the elected nation of Israel, giving them new bodies. Because when Yahushua and the elect come out of Yahushua's chariot, they're going to come out of Yahushua's chariot being that new Jerusalem, okay, that new beautiful city, beautified. And guess what? Yahushua and his elect men, they're going to go fly throughout the planet. They're going to go up into the ozone layer where the outer space bunkers are. And guess what? They're going to get the so-called elites of this society. And they're going to get the presidents of these heathen nations. And guess what? They're all going right into slavery. And then shall this prophecy truly be fulfilled, the elder shall serve the younger. Because in the kingdom of heaven, you Edomites, you gonna be in some Dragon Ball Z, Demon Slayer, Final Fantasy, hardcore type of slavery. Okay? Okay, we gonna have y'all in some Mortal Kombat type of hardcore type of slavery. Dragon Ball Z 2.0 hardcore type of slavery, okay? Final Fantasy, 3.0 hardcore type of slavery. Okay? We're going to be doing a number on you Edomites. So indeed the elder is going to serve the younger, especially when Yahushua come back. Verse 24. Are you serious, man? Alright, so obviously Satan is at work here, so I'll just go and get it on my phone. All right. Of course, Satan is going to turn off the internet. So I'll just get the scripture on my phone. No biggie. Okay, Genesis. Genesis chapter, bear with me for one moment. Genesis chapter 25, verse. Let's go to verse 23. Okay. Genesis chapter 25, verse 23. It says, "And the Lord said unto Rebekah, two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall serve the other." It says, "And the one people shall be stronger than the other, and the elder shall serve the younger." Okay, verse 24. "And when Rebekah's days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb." Okay, so these were not like actual twins; these were fraternal twins. Okay. Okay, Jacob had brown skin and woolly hair. Esau came out pale, no melanin, and he had stringy hair, like how you see so-called white people have today. Okay. So it says, "And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment." So the first came out red all over like a hairy garment. Okay. So his whole body was red. Okay. And why was Esau's body red? Because of the blood that showed forth through his skin. Okay. What happens when so-called white people stand out in a hot blazing sun too long? If they stand out in a hot blazing sun too long without any sunscreen, they start to turn red. Why? Because of the blood that's showing forth through their skin. So it says the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau, which when you look up Esau, it goes back to ahchyam, or ahchyam, which means wasted away as he. And he was called wasted away because of the lack of melanin he had in his body. Verse 26, "And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac, who was a brown-skinned man with woolly hair, just like his wife." Okay, and Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them. Okay, and the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. And Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison, but Rebekah loved Jacob. And Rebekah sawed pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint. Okay. Now it says Esau was a man of the field, right? That's also how we're able to identify that Esau was Cain in a reincarnation. Because when Abel and Cain went to go present themselves before the Lord, right? What did Cain present before the Lord? Earthly things, worldly things, things that came from the earth, gold, silver. You know, he probably presented clothes before the Lord, fruits, vegetables. Okay, the Lord don't need that shit. Okay, the Lord can make gold and silver appear out of thin air. He can make platinum. He can make anything appear out of thin air. Okay, the Lord don't need clothes. The Lord wears the best of the best. You know, the Lord don't need fruits and vegetables. Okay. The Lord never gets hungry. He never gets tired. He never has to go to the bathroom. You know. So, but Abel presented the firstling of his flocks, which was the correct thing to do. So Cain was a man of the field, just like how Esau is a man of the field. Okay. And Esau said to Jacob, "Feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint." Therefore was his name called Edom. Okay. And Jacob said, "Sell me this day." Yeah, Edom. When you look up Edom, it goes back to the Hebrew word adawam, which means red. Okay. It means red. So Esau was called red, right? because he asked Jacob to feed him with that same red pottage. Plus, around that time, Esau was coming back from that hot blazing field, so you know the sun was cooking his ass. So Esau came back in, his face was red because the blood was showing forth through his face, and he also asked Jacob to feed him with that same red pottage. So he was called Edom, which means red. And Jacob said, "Sell me this day thy birthright." And Esau said, "Behold, I am at the point to die, and what profit shall this birthright do to me?" And Jacob said, "Swear to me this day," and he sware unto him. And Esau sold his birthright unto Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils, and he did eat and drink, and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright. Okay, so Esau despised his birthright. You know, which when you look up the word despise, it goes back to the Latin despicere, which D means down or down from, and spicere, which is Latin for look. So the word despise, when you put it together, literally means to look down on. To look down on, or to look down on from. So Esau looked down on his birthright as if it had no value or any importance. Okay? Some uncooked bloody meat and lentils was more important to Esau than his own birthright. And so he gave it to Jacob. Now, the so-called elites, they know the story about how their forefather Esau sold his birthright to our forefather Jacob. And even to this very day, they are fighting to get that birthright back. Okay? Even to this very day, they are fighting to get that birthright back. And they intend on getting that birthright back through the NWO, which a part of their NWO is what? Everybody has to be CHIPPED. And that's how they want it. That's how they want to do it. And if you don't get CHIPPED, well, the order is that you're going to have to be put to death. And that's where Revelation 2 and 10 come in at. Okay, so let's get that real quick. Revelation chapter 2 verse 10. It says, "Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried. And ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life." Right? Because we know that the elect is not going to take that CHIP. Okay? They're not going to take it because they know that it is the MOTB. Okay? So the Lord said, "Fear none of those things you shall suffer in these FEMA and concentration camps. Just be faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life." Now, if we go from there to Revelation, the 20th chapter and the 4th verse, okay, it says, Revelation 20 and 4, it says, "And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua." Right. Some of us are going to have to be beheaded in guillotines inside of these FEMA and concentration camps for refusing to comply with the NWO, for refusing to take the CHIP, and for the word of Yahweh, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. And they lived in, okay, it says, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. And they lived and reigned with Yahushua Hamashiach 1,000 years. So check that out, you know. Let's go to the book of Job, you know. The elect is going to reign with Yahushua 1,000 years, which that 1,000-year period is talking about when these heathens are going to be in slavery, hardcore slavery under the Israelites. Okay, we're going to have these heathens in slavery for 1,000 years. And after 1,000 years, You know, the Edomites are going to be exterminated from off the face of the earth, and the heathen nations, they're going to get their land back, except they're going to be tributaries and servants to us. So let's go to the book of Job, chapter 20. I guess I'll just start at 1. Let me see. Okay. Let me see. Okay. This is the book of Job, chapter 20, verse 22. It says, "In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him." You see? It says, when he is about to fill his belly, okay, Yahweh shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him. And when is that going to happen? When these devils think they're about to fulfill their new world order, what's going to happen? The Heavenly Father is going to cast his fury upon them. That fury is going to come in the form of Yahweh making his grand return with the innumerable amount of angels and with Michael, okay? And guess what? Yahweh is going to take these devils out of power. He's going to take the so-called elites out of power and put them in slavery. Okay, so Yahweh is going to throw a monkey wrench in your plans. You're not going to fulfill your NWO. Okay, it's verse 23. It says, when he is about to fulfill his belly, God shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. You see? Okay, so that's all I wanted to read there. You know, with that, I'm going to say Shalom is on to the next one.